So you want to speak 10 times clearer? Well, here's what's actually stopping you. It's not your vocabulary, it's not your ideas, and it's not your nerves. It's 5 simple habits that all stem from the same root cause. So in the next 7 minutes, I'm going to run through these habits, but most importantly, I'm going to show you quick, proven, and effective fixes so you can start speaking clearer sooner. And I'm going to share with you the single most important fix first. Now, ultimately, I know these fixes work because I used to be totally disappointed in my speaking and presentation efforts. That's till I started working on correcting these habits. After working with many clients over the last few years, I finally understood that the problem always comes back to trust. Well, a lack of trust. What do I mean by this? Let me explain. When I used to work in the financial markets, I worked with one of the top analysts in the world. I also had hair back then. Another story. He knew his subject matter better than anyone. When it came to his chance to deliver a new trading concept in front of our team, he stood up and he delivered the most unimpressive speech he's ever made. His words, not mine. He lost his confidence, he lost the room. Now, he knew his subject matter better than anyone. And what I realized is that if he'd worked on these 5 habits, he would have crushed his speech that day. So let's get you speaking clearer. Habit number 1, cut the excessive hedging. I think maybe, potentially, sort of, kind of, but all these things are fillers. We call them hedges. And throwing these into your delivery loses the trust of your audience. It pulls the authority away from you. Excessive hedging stems from the fact that we don't trust the audience to accept our delivery. And there was a great study that dived into this. In 2015, Zenger and Folkman from Harvard Business Review studied 60,000 leaders, and they came to a conclusion. Confident but wrong speakers rated as more credible than hesitant but right. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means the room scores your certainty, not just your logic. So how can you come across as a clearer, more confident speaker? You guessed it. Remove the hedges. But how is that done? Well, very simply, it starts with being aware of what you say and how you say it. Awareness kills the habit faster. And the best way to maximize awareness is, you guessed it, record yourself. Listen and watch yourself speak. Take a note of the hedges that come naturally. Record your speech or presentation again and try and do it without them. Now, with any speaking issue, if you focus too much on it, you can do more of it. So the best thing is to identify the hedges so you're aware, and then focus on your actual speech delivery. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's easier when I record myself and there's no one there, but when I speak in front of people, that's when they come out. So recreate the nervousness. Record yourself, but have your friends sit behind, have your family sit behind, or do it in a public place. Let's look at an example. Say we're talking web design. You could say, I could be wrong here, but maybe we should look at cutting this feature potentially, I think. Full of hedges, convoluted. Let's make that stronger. Based on what we have, cutting this feature is the right move. Not good enough. Let's make it even stronger. Based on what we have, there is a 70% probability this is the right move. Now, that was the first habit. The second one is equally as important, if not more so, and sabotages many great speakers. Let's fix it. Habit number 2, over-explaining with all the details, because I'd like to tell you more, because then I feel comfortable at what I'm saying. Maybe I'm nervous and I explain more, but I think you should know so you understand. Over-explaining, it's an issue. Now, people hate being misunderstood, so they like to over-explain to get their point across or clarify a point. The problem is this confuses people and you lose the attention of your audience. Over-explaining, we think, helps people. In fact, it signals complexity and it's not as helpful as we think. Clarity, on the other hand, signals intelligence. People understand easier. They connect more with you and your message. If your audience has to actually work to understand what you're saying, you're going to lose them. Simple, clean language doesn't dumb you down. It makes you sound intelligent because your message resonates with people far easier. So how do you fix this? Well, you want to state your core idea or point and then let silence do the work for you. Let's see how we can apply this fix with this example. Let's say we're in the game of buying businesses and someone asks you, so what do you do? You could respond, our vertically integrated infrastructure leverages synergistic distribution pathways to optimize cross-sector capital allocation. Yeah, okay. Or you could say, we buy boring businesses that make money. Simple, but effective. Now you know what happens when you over-explain. The next habit is crucial because it's something we don't even know we do, and it comes up through our body. Habit number 3 is talking too fast, because when you talk too fast, people don't understand. Habit number 3 is talking too fast, and I'm a culprit of it. especially when I get excited. Ultimately, talking too fast stems from a level of trust where you don't really trust the silence. And I get it. Silence or leaving a space in your delivery, it feels awkward. It feels like you have to fill it, but you don't. How you actually deliver the words, it matters more than the words itself. Your delivery is everything. When you speak too fast, speed can come across as uncertainty, and your audience can lose interest, or in fact, they can lose trust. Now, I know it feels awkward to speak slow. I find it really awkward, especially when I'm energized and speaking on a topic I love. There was a really interesting study that made me feel less awkward. Let's check it out. In Tusing and Dillard's human communication research, they came to the conclusion that speaking slower than feels natural signals you're not anxious, you're not rushing for anyone's approval, and the person who controls their pace controls the room's perception of who's in charge. So, sounds good, but how do we fix that? Very simply, the 3S framework. Think shorter, slower, stronger. Shorter, cut the sentence, make it shorter and more concise. Slower, drop your pace by 20% or more. And stronger, focus on a consistent or lower pitch and clearly articulate your point. The way to work with this is to record yourself, listen to how you sound, make the necessary changes, and repeat. For example, say you're in a board meeting talking strategy. You could say, so what I'm saying is the strategy has to change because the data is clearly showing diminishing returns. Or a stronger, shorter version of that is, I think we should pivot. The data is showing diminishing returns. Or for my friends in the US, the data is showing diminishing returns. Now you can use that technique in your next conversation today. I promise you it's a game changer. The next habit though, it's slightly less visible, but it's the one that separates the good speakers from the great speakers. Habit number 4 is skipping rehearsal. Now, many people don't even rehearse for their speech, and most people rehearse incorrectly. Ultimately, this stems from the fact that you don't trust your body to help hold the material. What am I saying? Knowing the material in your head is not the same as actually being able to deliver the material. Knowing it is kind of cognitive, but delivering becomes physical. That's why it's always important to practice aloud. Deliberate practice teaches the mind, but it also teaches the body. And nothing, as far as I'm concerned, replaces good, proper practice. After working with so many different clients, I developed a system called the pyramid of practice. Firstly, wear the outfit you're going to be wearing on the day of your speech or presentation. Then I want you to close your eyes and I want you to visualize the audience you're going to be speaking to. I want you to visualize them smiling and enjoying what you're saying. Now, there's 3 levels to the pyramid of practice. Level 1, I just want you to read out your speech to the camera, visualizing the crowd. That's it. Read it out as many times as it takes for you to start to feel a little bit more confident or a little bit more like you know the subject matter. When you're there, it's time to highlight. Grab a pen or highlight your iPad, whatever you're using, and highlight the first 3 to 5 words of each major sentence or paragraph. Then I want you to have the camera on again, and I want you to deliver this speech, but by only using the first 3 to 5 words. I want you to use your mind to deliver the rest without looking at the paper, because it is in there. You just need to practice pulling it out. Do this a few times. It will be weird, it will be random, you will forget things, but that's part of the process. And after numerous times, you will gain a level of confidence with this style of delivery. Then I want you to go to level 3. I want you to summarize and have core bullet points. And I want you, again, have the camera on, and I want you to deliver to the camera. Now, in this exercise, we're not so much going to go back and critique ourselves, but the camera helps put a bit of pressure on us. Working through these 3 levels, in the outfit that you're wearing on the day, with a visualization before you start, will help you build the confidence and clarity you need to deliver the speech. Now, the idea is to never memorize the speech. It's to get used to the key points and the order. And proper practice done in this way will help you build clarity and confidence. I guarantee it. Now that you know your practice, we're going to hit habit 5. It's one of the most important, but one of the most overlooked habits there is. Habit number 5 is cut the chronic self-deprecation. Now, this stems from a trust or a lack of trust in your own ability. I see this time and time again, especially when I've given compliments to speakers. They joke about weakness, they downplay their wins, they deflect comments, and they say it makes them feel more humble. But it actually registers as incompetence, and it's actually really damaging. Look, we all want to get better as speakers, and it's very easy to downplay something we've just done. But the reality is, it ain't good for you. So if someone says to you, that was a great presentation, or you nailed that speech, just respond with, thank you. Move away from that attitude where we naturally go to, oh, yeah, I just winged it. Yeah, I was just lucky. Yeah, I was so nervous. It was okay. I could have done better. Forget all that stuff. If someone gives you a compliment, say thank you, or redirect to the work you've done on yourself. Say thank you. Yeah, I put in a lot of effort, or yeah, I practice hard for this one. No shrinking, no bragging, just clean and simple honesty. Do this time and time again, and it actually helps build your confidence instead of detract from it. You'll start to feel better, and naturally, you'll start to perform better too. It becomes motivation for great performance. Now that's all 5 habits, but you need something in the moment you can use to reset. Check out this. I call this the reset tool. It's a set of 4 simple questions you can ask yourself before you go to speak that will help you. Take 30 seconds and record yourself, no matter where it is. Watch the recording back. Ask yourself these 4 simple questions. 1, am I hedging? Am I throwing in all these hedges? Take a deep breath, come back to the main point. 2, am I about to over-explain, or do I feel like I have to over-explain? Again, keep it simple. Go back to the main point, practice that main point. Number 3, am I rushing? It's very common. Again, take a deep breath and focus on speaking slow. So slow that it feels uncomfortable, because I guarantee it's not that slow. And lastly, do I have time to rehearse one more time? If so, go and do it. Most people are not held back by what they know. They're really held back by how they sound when they deliver. Remember, you're not bad with speaking, you've just developed the wrong habits. But the moment you tackle these with awareness is the moment you can actually change, and you will start to speak differently. This is not a skill, this is a shift. If you want to dive further into how to practice the right way, check out this video. Until next time, I wish you the best in your speaking journey.